to start by thanking Toby for so beautifully honoring our instructors. There is no limit to the amount you all should be celebrated for all that you do, and everyone in the Bancroft family have done to bring us here. I will forever cherish your passion, patience, and imagination in the classroom, and I am so honored and excited to carry your wisdom with me. To continue the expression of gratitude that began with Susan and continued with Toby, I would like to turn to my beautiful, beloved classmates. Also, I didn't know what they were going to say. I just knew that they were going to express a lot of gratitude, so I included that because you guys are amazing. In our last class together, we talked about where we were a year ago and what has delivered us to where we are now. We have spoken many times about how auspicious our gathering together has been, as if this was supposed to happen, each and every one of us supposed to be a part of this, as if all these moments in our lives, moments large and small, celebratory and heartbreaking, led to each of us going through this process, this commitment to the power of the body, the power of our bodies. We got to look back with each other at these moments that now make sense because they got us here. So I've been reflecting on the moment that got me here, all of these moments, these pieces that didn't seem to make sense at the time but now feel so clear. Before coming to Bancroft, I'd spent many years moving from place to place, searching for something missing, something that I couldn't quite put my finger on. I was both forever on the run and completely stuck wherever I ended up because I had this voice in the back of my head nagging at me. The voice said one thing, a phrase that kept plaguing me, and in retrospect it appears so obvious now, as all things do, but this phrase I couldn't shake no matter where I went, what I was doing, this non-mantra, it was, what do I do with my hands? Not what am I doing with my life, not what is my purpose, not who am I, always what do I do with my hands. About 2 years ago, like almost to the day, I was using these hands to pluck stones from the cold waters on the eastern coast of Ireland. I was by pure happenstance in a seaside town that I had researched as a restless 14-year-old and unceremoniously decided I would escape to when I reached adulthood. This fantasy ran its course, and I moved on to other cities, both in daydream and reality, so I, of course, had forgotten about my imaginary adolescent Irish escape when my friend mentioned taking a small day trip to visit this town. Until we arrived, and I, who had never been to Ireland, felt like I had very much been there before. It was one of the more surreal moments of my life, walking around this country that I was like, I've not been here, but I have been here. I arrived at the shores without the certainty of my 14-year-old self. I was lost in myself, lost in my purpose, lost in what I was meant to do with my hands. As we wandered the empty shore of this town I once made my answer, I found myself drawn to the stones that made up the vast beach, cradling them in my hands, assured of their importance but not clear as to where they belonged or what they were to me. Having completed this program at Bancroft, and more specifically our hot stone therapy class with fellow lover of Ireland, Miss Heather, I now see more of their purpose, both the stones and my hands. I have a stone for each of you, my classmates, and with each stone I have imbued it with a wish, a word for each of you. For this wide-eyed student of the universe, this woman who has so much strength, who is so curious, thoughtful, and insightful, who ever so casually has the best one-liners and a fresh perspective, who knew so much about so much and is so eager to share her knowledge with others, who is so passionate. Our resident Wonder Woman, Miss Kate. For you I give wonder, and I hope that this stone may remind you of the multitudes of wonder that you embody and exude. For the woman always on the go, who has a most extensive list of accomplishments, who regularly outpaces the sun, for this woman, our dear Susan, I wish for you serenity, for moments of stillness and calm where you can sit back in awe and appreciate all that you have manifested. I am so excited to see what you do next, but I hope that you can appreciate and celebrate all that you have done now. For the woman who we joke has the opinions and verbiage of a disgruntled grandfather. My dearest Olivia, Easter has come early. It is a time for rebirth. It is a spiritual rebirth, a summons to honor all of the work, the blood, sweat, gasoline, coffee, and tears you have put in to get here. You have moved mountains to better yourself in so many ways. May this stone be a reminder of this rebirth, a commitment and a recommitment to your craft and your ever-growing, ever-changing, ever-melting self. I was trying to think of an actual, just a simple word to give to this next individual, but it's Toby, so, and that's Toby with an E for the record. So playing by arbitrary rules, even though I created them, was never going to work. The phrase that struck me is one of those things that's funny in hindsight, because it was in your name all along. So lovely, Toby with an E, for you I offer to be. To be compassionate and passionate, thoughtful, hilarious, vivacious, to be present, to be who you are, as effervescent as you are, to be Toby, to be with a Y, which very fittingly is a word that Toby uses very often. No stranger to, she's ever curious, ever questioning, and ever exploring and cultivating magic wherever she goes. Thank you so much. And to our next speaker, our resident ray of light, Miss Christina, who has a deep wanderlust, an eagerness to learn, a fascination with the world around her, a desire to explore. For Christina, who has feet that find themselves moving, may this stow remind you of the earth, of roots. I hope you remember to make roots. Don't be afraid to sink into your feet, to ground yourself through your knees, to find balance and strength in your shirt-footedness. Thank you all so much for everything you've given me. You have truly changed my life forever. This program and the time I've spent with you all has allowed me to be where I am, to meet myself where I am. Thank you. And please welcome next our